So day 8, new week. Last week was a very much of a new experience for me, learning curves everywhere, learning to be flexible with my meditations, learning to be able to meditate anywhere at any time really, rather than continuing the same meditation every single time of the day. But yes, it could either, I can understand why people could give it up within the first week because they're constantly having to change the times of meditating and life just gets in the way really. But I think if you're able to take that approach of being flexible, I think it works out quite well for you. And that's what I've discovered for me anyway, that works quite well. I'm able to meditate pretty much anywhere if I put my mind to it, and if you're determined to better yourself, then it's no problem. So I'm meditating outside today. A couple of reasons why. Number one, I've got people inside doing work on my house, so I've got loads of loud noises and drilling, so being able to concentrate and meditate is not really gonna be very beneficial. So I thought I'd step outside where it's quite quiet. So I live in the country area, so the noises around are very minimal. This week's going to be exciting enough because I've now discovered how I want to meditate, especially the way I sit and how I focus on my breathing. I think this week's more of enhancing that. Just then I'm hoping to see a bit more benefits from it, because I'm still seeing benefits at the minute. Sleep's improving, mood's improving. I'm able to, like even now, I can hear birds, and I never heard that before. So I'm excited to see how this week goes. So yeah. So it's day 9, still meditating outside. I find it a lot more calming, especially, so when you're meditating outside, I've noticed there's a few things that you can really hone in on. You can hone in on the external noises, so like the birds and the cars and the planes, but there's also two things actually that you can also hone in on, which I've recently discovered, like the wind hitting your body and hitting your skin. You can feel that sensation hit your body is really good for the meditation, I find. And also smells. Like my neighbour over there is just cutting grass, and I can just hear the lawnmower and I can smell the grass, and it's really, really calming, and it's really really helps your meditation if you can look at that and smell that and hear that. And yeah, I'm starting to notice during the meditations though that my mind is getting a lot more distracted. Now I thought that was a negative, but I'm sitting here now and I'm thinking it's not really a negative. I think I'm becoming a lot more aware of my thoughts, and I think that's a good sign. I think it's becoming a lot more aware. The awareness is getting higher and higher, so I'm able to understand what my thoughts are, where they've come from, and I can deal with them that way. And I can see how it can become overwhelming. It really can. Sometimes my heart starts pounding a little bit, because obviously they're a bit anxious thoughts that I don't really want to be thinking about. But I think if I start to maybe accept them a little bit more and start to bring them in a bit, then maybe just thoughts, just like the clouds. 1 minute they're there and the next they're gone. Yeah. So it's getting colder. You wouldn't think it's summer at the minute, but it's getting colder. I'm starting to notice that because I'm in such a relaxed state when I'm meditating, my body is becoming cold. Don't know why that is, but I just feel that because I'm just focusing on my mind, my body is just relaxing, and I think it's making me cold. But I'm able to feel it. I thought I'd wear a jumper today just to help, and it really did help. But one thing I'm starting to really understand here is that our minds are just always going, aren't they? Like there's probably, in my mind, probably about 10 thoughts a second. Like, okay, I'm autistic, so my mind is going absolutely wild all the time. But it's just so It's fascinating. It really is fascinating. I've noticed though since my last meditation yesterday, I've stopped clenching my jaw. So I used to be a big jaw clencher, but now I'm not really clenching as much. So stress levels must be getting a lot lower. So it's good. So it's currently 3 a.m. I went to bed about 10:30, 11, so I'm on very minimum sleep. So I'm driving probably about 4 or 5 hours at the minute just to go do a job I need to do. So I'm extremely tired. So I'm going to do my meditation a little bit later today just because it's really early at the minute. Intrigued to see how this one goes, because I have a feeling I might fall asleep, but let's see. Okay. I don't recommend meditating when you've had about 4 hours sleep. I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep. Now, I was just sitting there focusing on my breath, and because I was getting so relaxed, but I was really aware, because I've become so relaxed, I just fell asleep. I started to drift, and I just fell. But it's a learning curve. Make sure you get enough sleep. That's one thing I've learned there. Make sure I get enough sleep, and then I'm able to do my meditations properly, because meditating while sleepy is a recipe for disaster from what I can see. But the first couple of minutes were really good. Like, I was really, really stressed out, and within a minute, 2 minutes, I was able to bring my heart rate right down, my breathing right down, and my mind clear. Now, I don't know if that's because I was also tired, but I'm like to think that it wasn't. I think it was my meditations are really, really working at the minute. So I'd like to say that, yeah. I'm going to say that, but just make sure you've got enough sleep. Otherwise, you fall into a trap I did there, and you will fall asleep. So, yeah. Learning curve, and I've learned. So today I've hit a wall. The motivation to meditate is quite low. I don't know if that's because I was really tired yesterday and it's kind of catching up with me. But I still meditated and still done it. But during the meditation, I just felt like I was counting down for it to end. I did not feel motivated to do it. Don't get me wrong, I sat through it and I focused on my breath as much as I can, but I can really feel my mind just wanting to know when it's going to end. Might be a one-off, but I just really don't want it to be a regular thing. So we can only just see. But what I've learned from that is that external noise don't really help. Being silent, trying to focus on your breathing, stuff like that, it just really doesn't help. My mind just was not motivated. So I'm just trying to trying to figure out what I can do to maybe change that, or maybe I'm probably overthinking it a bit too much. But yeah, a little bit of a setback, a little bit of a wall I've hit, but we'll go forward with it and see. One thing I've noticed, that if I eat any sugar before I go to bed, my sleep gets interrupted. So yesterday I had chocolate cake. Don't judge. I had chocolate cake before I went to bed. And I was just tossing and turning all night. And then I wake up the next day and I can feel like my jaw is aching because I'm clenching. And I think the sugar's causing stress. Don't know why. Don't know if it can. But that's the way it feels at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to try the meditation, see how I feel after. So that was really good. I just dived straight into it. I just sat there, focused on my breath, and probably within about 5 minutes I started to feel my stress probably start to slowly drain out of my body. Also, I'm hungry. I've noticed that when I'm meditating I get really hungry again. I don't know if that's because of I'm maybe having an early dinner, or I'm not eating for a sufficient amount of time, or I could be dehydrated. I think I'm probably dehydrated. I've not had any water this morning, and last time I probably had water was probably about 12 hours ago. I'm probably dehydrated, but with the meditation side of it, it was really good. With 5 minutes, 5 minutes, I was able just to bring myself into the moment, calm my mind and my body down, really, because I felt my heart pounding. My heart was just going really, really fast for some reason. Again, could be dehydration, but I was able just to bring that under control. And it's a good progress. It's just sometimes you sit there and you're just like, is it really working? Is it not working? But I really do think it is working. It's just sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you question yourself to wonder if it is working or not. But I think that's important, just to maybe just... I'm not a big fan of saying just be positive, because you can't just be positive. You can train your mind to automatically be positive over time. Is what the reason why I'm doing this as well. But I'm trying to be positive about it. I'm trying to bring the positive sides of the meditation out. But sometimes the downsides do creep up, and you do wonder, is it working, or is it for me, type of thing. And I think that's probably one of the misconceptions that I've got going into this, is that I'm searching for the benefits. Maybe I need to just sit back and stop searching and just let it be. But yeah, let's keep going. So it's the end of week 2. Been a up and down week, I'd say. Let's start with the positives of the week. I'm starting to see changes in my mood. Anxiety is slowly starting to calm down as well, which is good. I'm starting to notice that my heart palpitations on some days are far less than what they used to be. I've noticed that I'm sleeping a bit better, which is good. When I mean sleeping better, I'm not getting up during the night as much as I used to. I think that's partly because I'm reducing my stress by doing all these meditations, which is a positive. Stress levels are a lot lower. I've noticed that my jaw clenching stopped, and stress eating stopped as well. So that's improved my diet. So that's also another positive. People telling me that I'm a lot happier, which is good. You always want people to tell you that you're fun to be around. So that's one that I didn't expect. Didn't expect that to be that quick, and I didn't expect other people to tell me that, even though they don't know that I'm meditating. So maybe I must have been really miserable, but who knows? Don't know about that. We'll see. But yeah, during the meditations itself, I'm able to be a lot more present, able to notice my thoughts and stuff like that, which I've never been able to do. I can hear birds, I can hear external noises a lot more than I used to be able to, and I can feel the wind hitting my body. Again, never really took much notice of it, so I'm becoming a lot more aware. But there's also negatives that I want to talk about quickly. Because you're becoming so aware of your thoughts, it can bring up anxiety and unpleasant feelings during meditation. Just prepare yourself for that. That you're gonna feel like let's say you have an anxious thought randomly pop up inside your meditation. You're gonna get that feeling of, oh God, not that thought. Why is it coming in at this time? And you will get that because you're becoming aware of your thoughts, which is a really positive thing. But it's how you control that. So the best way I can describe it is, imagine thoughts are like clouds. Sometimes you're going to have a really cloudy day, and sometimes you're going to have partially cloudy day. and sometimes you're going to have no clouds at all. Clouds are your thoughts. So you're either going to have a storm, or you're going to have a few thoughts every now and then, or you're going to have no clouds at all. But the same with clouds. They disappear. They just move on by. Just move on by, and that's what thoughts do. They're not you. They're not reality. They're just imagination running wild. It's just suggestions, and that's one thing I'm starting to come to realize is that they're just fake. They're just not me. They're just my brain trying to understand the world and trying to understand ways to cope, and sometimes it's just misinformed, and that's the biggest breakthrough that I've had so far, and I'm really proud of that, to be fair. Now it's just putting that into practice. But yeah, I'm excited for the next 2 weeks. Motivation this week's been up and down. I've had the meditation high in the first week, which most of you will have, but then come week 2, you start to slowly get rid of that motivation. Natural. I've looked it up. It is natural. It's just important that you keep practicing, and you keep practicing every day, and don't give in to that. Oh, I can't be bothered to meditate today, or I don't have the time or the energy. Just get up, do it, and just keep doing it, and you will have you create a resolve inside yourself where you're just like, no, I'm going to meditate, and I enjoy meditating. So yeah, excited to see where 2 weeks go. Hopefully, I can improve on where I am. But yeah, it's been an eye-opening week.